What is up, everybody? This is the end of week 1 of my isometric lifting cycle. This lift came after one of my jump days. And if you look at the last dunk session that I posted, that was right before this lift. And as you can see from that video, I was freaking flying. As a matter of fact, I had one of my best height checks of all time. It had a flight time of 0.963, which is indicative that I am around 50-inch vertical jump form. I actually did some calculations on my wall today. I am 6 foot, 1.5 without shoes, with my basketball shoes on. I'm about 6'2", around there. Like pretty much on the dot, 6'2", in the shoes that I jump with. And I measured where on my face is 10.5, 10.6, 10.7. And I put the level of my eyes, like I craned my head upwards just slightly in the same position that I'm usually in when I do a height check. And then I measured how high under 6'2" that was. And if I look at my wall, I believe that was around 6'3", 6'4". And then I basically stepped away. I put a basketball hoop on the wall, stepped far away around the same distance I am on a height check, and I measured what height over the rim I need to be hitting, basically to look inside the rim, because that's a huge basically gauge that I use to see how high I'm jumping on the day, because I don't always have a vert tech or anything like that, or a vert trainer at my disposal to test my vertical. So I use that to gauge how high I'm jumping. And to look inside a 10-foot basketball hoop, I need to be jumping. My head needs to be hitting around 10.7. If you do the math based on how tall I am, that's around a 53-inch vertical. Height checks, because of the way physics works and your center of mass, right? Your arms are a big center of mass. If you're testing on a vert tech with one hand upwards, more of your center of mass is shifted downwards. Versus a height check, both your arms are downwards, so more of your center of mass has to shift upwards. Your head is going to be at a higher spot than where your head's at with one arm in the air, and even higher if both arms are in the air. That's why when guys do height checks, it looks ridiculous, or windmills are some of the highest looking jumps. It's because of physics. They're not actually jumping higher, you're just manipulating physics to look like you're higher in the air. So 10.7 is about a 53-inch jump, and there is about a 2 to 3 inch discrepancy between when I do height checks and when I do vertec touches. So that means if I hit 10.7 and I'm looking inside, I'm around 50 to 51-inch jump, which is pretty dang accurate. So all that to say that I am currently in 50-inch vertical jump form, but I was confused because, as you can see in these videos, my training is really freaking hard. And every week I've just been jumping really high. And the first thing that came to mind is, well, maybe my basement of performance increased. And that's usually a huge indicator that good things are about to happen. If my bad days get better, it means that my good days are going to be even better, and a PR is coming soon. But I was still shocked because I haven't really experienced a lot of training fatigue. Well, all of that changed this workout after that dunk session. So that dunk session was Friday, and then I did the Saturday lift, and boy, was I trashed during this lift. As you can see during the power cleans, I did them before these belt squats. I struggled with 225. Then I failed the set at 255. Mind you, I think I've done pause power cleans with 295, I think is my PR. And I failed my third rep at 255. So I lowered the weight down to 245, got it for my set of 3 with pauses, and then I failed again on the next set. And that is a huge indicator that fatigue is setting in. Power cleans and vertical jump, they're very similar in terms of ground contact times in a 2-foot jump and the time to peak velocity in a power clean. That's why power cleans are so freaking specific for 2-foot jumping. But because they're both very similar and they're both very low ground contact time activities, they depend a lot on your neuromuscular system. And because of that, they are very, very sensitive to fatigue. They are the first 2 metrics to drop whenever fatigue starts setting in. So, and it makes sense, the day before I did this super big neural stimulus activity So yeah, makes sense that I was trashed the next day during this lift. The bell squats actually felt really good, but again, that's more of a max strength stimulus, and that takes a long time to detrain. If your squats are starting to drop off a lot, that usually means you're in a really deep hole in terms of fatigue. So overall, very good things. It's good that I'm starting to fatigue now. It shows that I'm training really hard, and that it's almost time for a deload. Usually a deload isn't necessary if you're not seeing a big drop in performance. And I am excited to start testing my vertical soon. I think I'm going to be in very, very good shape to PR my vertical this year. Knock on wood that I stay healthy. That's basically going to be the biggest thing. I think in my current fitness levels right now, if you put me in a high adrenaline environment while I'm fresh, I think I can PR my vertical at least 51 inches, maybe even 52, which is absolutely insane. And it's cool because it makes it feel like all the training that I've been doing for the last couple of years has been worth it, even through all the trials and tribulations and injuries that have come in the way. Aside from that, I finished the workout with some hamstring leg curls. Now, the type of periodization that we use at THP is long conjugate sequence systems. Conjugate means you focus on multiple qualities at the same time with extra emphasis on one quality, which for this cycle is max effort isometrics, and then decreased emphasis on other qualities. During this workout, we're hitting these hamstring curls and squats for more volume, and well, more so towards the max strength side. We're doing like 6 to 8 reps here. But yeah, we're hitting volume. That way we don't drop off in strength levels. A lot of coaches program with too much emphasis on one thing, and then they just ignore everything else, and the athletes detrain those qualities and they don't jump very high. But that is it for the video, guys. Like always, if you want me to coach you personally to jump higher, we also have John Evans, who is the best vertical jump coach in my opinion on the planet. We also have Ben Moxness, who is about to get his doctorate in physical therapy and is a genius when it comes to jump training. We're all going to be in a private group chat with you, coaching you. So if you're interested in signing up for that, click the link in the description. We have a New Year sales going on right now, 20% off your first month if you want to check that out. Aside from that, guys, let's get to training hard and increase those verticals. See ya.